Happy lunch hour, guys. So, Sunday lunch, and yeah, I'm inside taking my break from sweeping up chestnuts. Thousands of them. So, yes, cleaning up the mess, more yard work, fall yard work, typical for what everybody's got to do at this point of year. Picked a boatload of peppers. So, peppers are still growing like crazy here, so which is good. I'll take it until we get the frost. But it's Sunday, and this means all the Sunday news programs and the Sunday news, if you will. This is the chance for all the politicians to come out and lie to you for 3 hours. And I get a kick out of it because you have both sides talking, but nobody's in the middle telling you what's really going on. Hence, here I am. So, you've got Biden and all his minions out there saying, oh my God, the economy's doing well. It's the best economy ever. We've hit rock bottom for the 93rd time. Transitory inflation, whatever it would be. You know what I mean? Painting pictures so rosy. And then you get the other side going, Armageddon's here. Monday morning is going to be the day the stock market crashes and, the economy's going to zero and all this. All right. Let me put a stop to both of it. Neither one of them are remotely close to right. And I'll explain why here real quick. You ever heard the phrase, death by 1,000 cuts? That's what we're in right now. Do I see the market and the economy continuing to go down? Absolutely. All the signals are there, okay? Anything and everything that says the economy is getting worse is there. Is it signaling 1929 is going to happen this week? No. Okay. And I'll go into it here real quick. You look at the market last week. Okay. We were down 800 and some odd points. 450 of it on Friday. Granted, you had a 500 and something up day in there as well, but the market was down 800 points. Since the middle of September, last 2.5 weeks, market's down nearly 4,000 points, okay, the Dow. So, yeah, we're not getting any better anytime soon. But here's the catch, and this is what I keep saying, and I'm trying to explain it to everybody because people still want to argue the point, and I don't get it. Europe is going to be the first to crash if Japan doesn't go first, okay? But the reason the dollar is not getting stronger, and I've said this over and over, we are just not getting as weak as fast as everybody else is. That's what gives the strength to the dollar, okay? It's all fake statistics, let's put it that way. But you've got to compare apples to apples. If 2 oranges is worth 1 apple today, and 1.5 oranges is worth a half an apple next week, the oranges look like they're getting stronger. They're going down, but there's more value to them than the apple. Okay, just trying to explain that a little bit. That's kind of what's going on. So you look at what's going on in Japan, you look at what's going on in all of Europe. Now, the people who live there are just like you and me. They are trying to live their lives. They are trying to live on a crap economy. They are trying to potentially save money. Now, how do most people save money? Okay, they invest it somehow. All right, they put it somewhere. From as simple to a bank savings account paying you a pittance of interest, to CDs, to government bonds, to the stock market, to mutual funds, to whatever. Okay, they're putting their money somewhere. Now, what's going on with Europe right now? Well, let's talk about where Europe and Japan can put their money. You want to put your money in a bank account in Japan right now, you have to pay the bank. The interest rate is a negative 0.1%. Okay? So if you put $100 in, after a year, you get $99.90 back. Would you invest that way? I wouldn't. Okay? But then you look about what the rest of the Europeans are doing. The ECB, okay? The euro, investing that 1.25%. Bank of England, 2.25%. Swiss National Bank, 0.5%. Okay, I mean, even go to Australia, 2.35, go to New Zealand, 3%, whatever, okay? So what are those people trying to do? They're buying dollars. They're putting money in the U.S. market. Why? Because right now, treasuries are paying 3.25%, right? So they can actually make more money than putting it into their own currency. So you're seeing a flow of money come to the United States, which is propping up the U.S. market. We're seeing inflows of money. I mean, not much because the market's still going down, but it's not falling as fast as it would be on its own fundamentals because of the inflow of money. Okay? I'm hoping this is making sense. Now, are there places you can put your money in the world that are going to earn you more than the United States right now? Sure, okay. Russia, that's paying 7.5%. India, 5.9%, okay. People's Bank of China, 3.65%. Hell, you could go to Brazil and get 13.75%. Let me tell you, any of you want to invest in, put your money in a Russian bank, a Chinese bank, an Indian bank, or a Brazilian bank? Nor do the Europeans. So they are putting it in U.S. banks, U.S. dollars, however it would be. That is what is keeping the U.S. economy on paper looking better than everything else. Eventually, Europe is going to fall apart, okay? Europe is, I mean, the pension funds are insolvent at this point. I mean, what was it? The Bank of England forced the pension funds to buy 70% of the pension funds had to be in government debt or, government bonds, and then turned around and screwed the government bondholders. Okay, that didn't do too well. So it's called a flight to safety, and that's what Europe is doing. And as the European economy keeps crashing, more and more inflows are going to come into the United States or in Canada, because Canada's at 3.25% too. So, Canada and the U.S. are very tied, I guess, if you will, that way. Okay. Western money, not that Western Europe isn't Western money, but North American money, not Mexico. What happens when this ends? Okay, when the European economy crashes, and when all of a sudden the euro is like the Deutschmark in the Weimar Republic, okay, and people are going, I need my money, and they start taking money out of the U.S. market. That's what you need to start watching, okay? It's not going to happen this week because they're still pushing money in, which is propping us up, propping up our economy, our market. This is where the Democrats are saying, oh, gee, look, things are actually good. And, how they can come up with that, I have no idea, okay? And the GOP on the other side, or at least the alt-right media, saying, forget it, Armageddon's here. It's all manipulated, guys. The numbers are all manipulated. Do not believe what is reported from either side, because we're not at financial Armageddon yet, okay? And we're certainly not recovering yet, okay? One of the two is going to happen. The common sense meter tips toward we're closer to Armageddon than we are to recovery. It's going to take a massive change in the world for a recovery. And I'm not talking about Great Reset. This is what politicians look for. What can we get? A wartime economy. That might do it. That's a lot of what you're seeing. But right now, with your money, understand, we're going to drift and drift, the United States, drift and drift slowly lower because of everything that's going on. But when the Europeans pull their money out of the market, they're dumping in right now, that's when you'll see the crash. And we're not there yet. Pinball out.